Alright, Chapter 7, Making Inferences. Learning Objectives. Chapter you will learn to make inferences from facts, make inferences from written material, make accurate inferences. Look at a photograph which appeared with a psychology textbook. Which do you think happens within here? What activities people have participated in with the feeling of the subject of the photograph? In order to these questions, you add usually information you could get from the photo, makes guesses based on the physical, factual, and expressions, body language, clothing, other objects presented with the photo, provided with the clues, and the reason for the process called making an inference. Making an inference given the fact. With making inference of the facts, inference is a reasoned guess about what you did know about the basis of what you don't. Is a reasoned guess what you don't know made on the basis of what you do know. Inferences are commonly with everyday lives, what give the expression of the way with a seam along slow-moving line of traffic. You might predict that there's an accident, a road work ahead. You probably when you see a puddle of water under the kitchen sink, you can infer that you have a plumbing problem. Inferences you make will not always be correct, even though they're based on the amount of available information. The water under the sink might have been a result of the spill. Traffic you encountered on the expressway might be normal for that time of the day, but you did not know because you're not normally on the road then. Interference is only best guess you can make the situation given the information you have. Figure 7.1. Make an inference. Study with the photograph below. Use your skills. Make inference with the statement. Explain what happened with the photograph. So, somebody comes home from graduation at someone graduated at military, meets his family. Making inferences with written material. Making inferences of written material. When you read the material associated with a college course, you need to make inferences frequently. Whereas you not always present the ideas directly. Instead, they often leave you to add up and think beyond the facts of the present. You expect the reason out, but infer the meaning of the author intended but did not say. On the basis of what he or she did say, and some of the inferences you make the bridges between what is said and what is not said, but is meant. How to make accurate inferences. Make accurate inferences. Each inference depends on the situation and the facts. Provided your own knowledge experience have few guidelines help you to be on with a factual level to make solid inferences. Understanding literal meaning. Because you have a firm grasp of literal meaning, you understand what the stated ideas of the facts before you move to higher levels of thinking, which include preferences making. Should recognize the topic, the main idea, key details, organizational pattern, each of the paragraph you read. Notice that you are reading with a particular attention when the details that unusual stand out. Often such details offer the clues that help you to make an inference. Ask yourself, what is unusual striking out of the piece of the information? What's included here was the following experts which take with the essay with a young, polished immigrant to the UK. Mark any of the details that you seem unusually striking. Alright, read the following expert which taken the essay with a young Polish immigrant to the UK, making any details the unusual striking. So the title would be an immigrant plan gone awry. Due to her own hardship, Katja was not thrilled with a younger brother called Warsaw. Said that he was going to join her in UK. Katja warned him the opportunity was scarce of the London unpolished immigrant, but did not worry. He was scarce on London for Polish immigrant. Do not worry, he said in an effort to soothe her anxiety. I already have a job in the factory advertisement with the Warsaw paper that had promised good pay for the Polish workers in Birmingham. A broker's fee of $500 and airfare were required, so the brother borrowed the money from their mother and made the trip with a dozen other young Polish men. The broker pickled the young men up the Heathrow, piled them in the van, then drove off to Birmingham, and nightfall broke with a drop the whole crew off the ramshackle house inside of the city. He ordered them to be ready to be picked up in the morning for the first day of work. A bit dazed by the pace, they stretched out on the floor to sleep. The rest was brief. In the wee hours of the night, the broker returned with a gang of 10 or so thugs armed with cricket bats. They beat the young Polish boys to pulp, robbed them of all their valuables. Katja, brother, took some heavy kicks to the ribs and head and stumbled out of the house. On the outside, he saw 2 police cars parked across the street. The efforts of the cars opposite each other to ignore him, mayhem planning The officers in the cars obviously chose to ignore the mayhem playing out in the front of their eyes. Kesha's brother knew better by trying to convince the others police in Poland would act no differently. Who knows, maybe they were part of a broker scam, or maybe they just didn't care about a bunch of poor immigrants invading their town. Kevin's story of human trafficking thrives in the new global economy. David Bastone. Did you mark details such as $500 broker's fee, the promised well-paying job despite scarce job opportunities of Polish immigrants and beating in the robbery of the boys? And that's a inference. Did you? Add up the facts. Consider all the facts they taken together. Help you to do this. Ask yourself with such questions as: what are the writer trying to suggest with the set of the facts? What do all the facts and ideas set seem to point toward and add up to? What did the others include with the facts and details, making inferences and somewhat assembling with a complicated jigsaw puzzle each travel to make all the pieces fit together with a reasonable, recognizable picture? Answer from the question requires to add together the individual piece of information which will enable you to derive the inference. You add up the fact that the article an immigration plan had gone array. You realize the Kadyrjav's brother is a victim of the scam. Be alert to clues written off that provides with the numerous hints that can point toward accurate inferences. Awareness of word choices details include the admitted with the ideas emphasized with the direct commentary can help determine the textbook's off with the attitude toward the topic at hand. Immigration plan gone array. For the ramshackle house, the men piled into the van. Sweeping on the form, all clues or something in the miss. Consider the other's purpose. The other purpose of the writing. What does he or she hope to accomplish with the immigration plan gone array? The writer seems critical with the important broker of the other police of the police. Verify your inferences. Once you have made an inference, check with the accurate look back of the stated facts to make sure that the sufficient evidence support of the inference also created. You're certain you have not overlooked the equally plausible, more plausible inference that can be drawn with the same set of facts. Alright, study the cartoon below and check with the statement with a reasonable inference of the meaning of the cartoon. We'll skip that. Skip exercise 7.3. 7.4. 7.5. 7.6. 7.7. Summary of learning objectives. Make inferences from facts. What is an inference? An inference is reason guessed about what you don't know based on what you do know. The best guess you may make a situation given the facts you have. Make inferences written material. What do authors leave ideas understated? Make inferences from written material. What do authors leave ideas understated? Writers do not always present the ideas directly, instead they often leave it. If you think beyond the fact of presenting and infer the meaning of it intended but do not say. Make accurate inferences. How do you make accurate inferences? To make accurate inferences the first time within the literal meaning of the reading selection, pay attention to the details, asking the unusual, striking about them when they have been included, add up facts, asking what they point to, be alert to clues, consider the writer's purpose. Once you have made an inference, verify that is accurate. Alright, Chapter 8, Critical Reading.